The Ballad of the Gregorian Hotel, a symphony of disappointment in New York City. Oh, my darlings, gather close, let me tell you the tragic tale of the Gregorian Hotel, a place where dreams go to die, where hope is crushed under the weight of their own incompetence, and where the concept of basic human decency seems to have been lost in the same void as their missing refund policies. I arrived, my heart fluttering with the naive optimism of a child who still believes in Santa Claus. The lobby. Oh, it had character. If by character you mean the lingering stench of cigarettes, like a ghost of bad decisions past, clinging to the walls like a desperate ex-lover. The hallways were so narrow I had to turn sideways, as if the architects had designed it for Victorian-era ghosts, not actual human beings with luggage. But no matter, I thought surely the room will be better. Oh, sweet summer child, the room, let us speak of the room. First, the visual deception, the photos online, lies, all lies. The carpet was not just dirty, it was a crime scene, a tapestry of stains that told stories I did not want to hear. The smell, imagine if a wet sock had a baby with a dumpster and that baby was left in the sun for 3 weeks. That was the smell. And the pillows, oh, the pillows. Tiny, pathetic little things, like they had been stolen from an airplane and then flattened by regret. 5 of them, as if quantity could make up for the fact that they were the size of a postage stamp. A king bed deserves king pillows, not these sad, deflated excuses for comfort. But the real horror, the bathroom. The drain was broken. Not just a little slow, no, it flooded. Like a miniature Niagara Falls, except instead of majestic beauty, it was just dirty water creeping across the floor, mocking me as I stood there barefoot, in what I can only assume was someone else's sins. I called the front desk. We fixed it, they said. Lies, it flooded again. And when I dared to ask for a refund, oh ho ho, my friends, cue the villainous laughter. They charged me for 9 nights when I stayed 1. They stole my security deposit like a pickpocket in the night, and when I asked for a receipt, oh, we can print that. What kind of medieval operation is this? It's New York City, not a back alley scam in 1802. And then there was Jasmine. Jasmine, the front desk villainess, the gatekeeper of misery. From the moment I arrived, her energy was that of a person who had never smiled, not even as a baby. She confirmed only city tax would be charged. Liar, pants on fire, because suddenly my card had mystery fees blooming like weeds. When I asked for an invoice, silence. When I demanded to speak to a manager, call Expedia. Only when I raised my voice something I never did she pretend to care. No apology, no accountability, just the smug satisfaction of someone who knows they've already won. And let us not forget the high-tech smoking detection system, a phrase that would be hilarious if it weren't so infuriating. A bald man at reception accused a guest of smoking, claimed their magic machine detected it, and then stole $300 from them. High-tech, more like highway robbery. The windows, filthy. The noise, unbearable. The staff, rude, lazy, allergic to basic courtesy. The price, $400 a night. $400 for what? The privilege of standing in
the dark side of businesses near the Gregorian Hotel, New York City. If you're staying at the Gregorian Hotel, prepare yourself, because the businesses around here, they're a carnival of disappointment, a symphony of mediocrity, a masterclass in how not to run a business. Let's start with Macy's. Oh, Macys, the department store where dreams of retail therapy go to die. The staff, they're not there to help you, no. They're there to gossip, to ignore you, to make you feel like an inconvenience. And the bathrooms? Oh, my sweet summer child. Imagine walking into a horror movie, but instead of ghosts, it's, well, let's just say the walls tell stories no one wants to hear. Then there's the Oasis Day Spa, a place where relaxation goes to get tortured. You book a deep tissue massage, but what you get is a light tickle from someone who clearly learned their technique from a YouTube tutorial. And if you dare complain, they'll drag a manager into the room while you're half naked, because nothing says luxury experience like public humiliation. Now, Keen's Steakhouse, a place where dry-aged beef goes to lose its dignity. You order medium rare, but what arrives is a sad, overcooked slab of regret. And if you're not white, well, let's just say the seating arrangements might make you feel like you're in a very awkward high school cafeteria. Urban Backyard is the cafe where hope goes to wither. You sit, you wait, no one even offers you water. The coffee, some say it tastes like sour regret, others say it tastes like nothing at all. Either way, you leave wondering why you didn't just go to Starbucks. Then there's Marquee New York, the nightclub where fun goes to get trampled. You pay $500 for a ticket, only to be packed in like a sardine, elbowed by strangers, and drenched in other people's drinks. The security, rude, the staff, ruder, the DJ, probably wondering why he agreed to play here. Bread Story is the bakery where pastries go to die. The croissants, soggy, the service, worse. And if you're lucky, you might even get food poisoning from their mysterious ice cream truck. And finally, the Campbell, the bar where respect goes to get buried. You walk in excited, but the manager treats you like a nuisance. You try to pay with Apple Pay, too bad, you're Russian, even worse. The cocktails, overpriced sadness in a glass. So traveler beware, the businesses near the Gregorian Hotel, they're not just bad, they're artistically bad. Like a tragic opera where everyone loses. If you must venture out, do so with low expectations and maybe a flask of your own liquor.
Oh my goodness, I'm like looking into all these crimes near the Gregorian Hotel, New York City, and it's just so scary, Like I'm staying there for 2 weeks, and I don't want to get scammed or something, right? So like businesses near the Gregorian Hotel, New York City, they're like super sneaky, Like they'll do anything to get your money. Okay, so like there was this one scam, right? It was like fake going out of business sales, and they were targeting people who wanted deals like tourists and stuff. They'd create these fake websites like Joanna's.com instead of the real one, and people would think they're getting a good deal, but really they're just getting ripped off. I'm like, can you believe that? Who does that, right? And the worst part is people didn't even get their money back. They lost it all like poof, gone, and JOANN Fabrics, they had to put out a warning like, hey guys, don't shop online during our closing sale or you'll get scammed. Like who has to do that? It's so sad, And then like there was this other scam, right? It was like this famous electronics store, Crazy Eddie, and they were like super crooked, They'd put up these fake prices, and then they'd be like, oh, sorry, that was a mistake. And people would be like, okay, whatever, but really they were just getting ripped off. It was like a whole scheme, And the owner, Eddie Anter, he got caught, like, finally. But can you imagine how many people he scammed before that? Like, it's just so wrong, And oh my goodness, there was this other one, right? It was like this huge fraud scheme, and they were targeting hardware and home improvement stores, like near the Gregorian Hotel, New York City. They'd use fake identities and checks and stuff, and they'd just take all this money, like millions of dollars. And the stores, they were like, what's going on? We have no idea. It was like chaos, And I'm like, can you imagine if you were trying to buy something, and they're like, sorry, we don't have that. And you're like, what, why not? And they're like, I don't